Oh, hey everybody. It's me and Dan. I'm a little sick still, sorry. And also Mathas, hello.
Hello.
Mathas is back from the UK.
I'm back from the UK.
The kingdom that is united.
Well,
from
Brexit
what I
says
can see on the news, I believe that is... Then again, I forgot what the name of the country that you guys live in was. It's a little bit of a spicy start.
Yeah,
very spicy. But speaking of spicy, so we're resetting the leaderboards. This is now, and we're gonna keep a loose tally of who's winning the games. And speaking of coming back, Wolf, second shot at redemption.
Yeah. Mathas, you weren't here for his first Wolf's first course.
No, I was not.
Not to be confused with Wolf. It was one of the only courses I've ever put an ID in for and not finished.
Wow. All right.
I rage quit for multiple reasons.
Is it just because, is it one of those, just get good?
No, it's just, I don't know.
We don't
This
need to
one's called
rehash.
Crouching Plumber Hidden Yoshi?
Yeah, you guys ready? So Mathas, we're on a 3, 2, 1 go system. When we hit go, hit the play button.
Okay, I'm already
It's 0 clears, dude.
It's only 17 people tried.
Yeah, but that's still 0.
A 3, a 2, a 1. All right, let's go, boys. Good luck.
I'm okay. I've been told that this is challenging but fair.
Okay.
Challenging. Well, I'm already dead, so that's a good start.
Mathas, what's your Mario Maker skill? Your Mario acumen?
I play expert, I guess.
Okay.
And my record, I think, is 7.
Yo, that's really good.
So I think I'm okay. I'm not great by any stretch.
Daniel.
Okay.
Oh Jesus.
Well, I was gonna open up with Mathas because he's probably did the most interesting thing out of the 3 of us traveling to a foreign country. Mathas, what were the highlights of your United Kingdom trip?
I mean, London's always really, really pretty. Everybody in England either drinks a lot of alcohol or smokes cigarettes, which is like just something that they do, I guess, over there. You know, I guess that what happens when you don't see the sun, you know, pretty much all year round. But it was great. I was there for CoxCon, and I got to do a live Chilluminati panel, a live show. We kind of did a test run back in at Indie PopCon like a year or so ago. But this was the first one where it was like the crowd, the size that it was. Come on. Oh, yeah, there we go.
So this morning when I woke up, I was getting in my car. I'm like, you know what? A con Mathas would go to? Yo-Yo Con.
Yo-Yo Con?
Yeah, I don't know.
There's people just doing yo-yo dope tricks from like 1995.
Yeah. Have you guys made the first jump yet?
I did once.
The first, like, over one thwomp or over all the thwomps?
The very first jump.
You're talking about the first thwomp jump. There's
Like,
2
yeah, start
thwomps.
the game.
Yeah.
And you start it.
Yeah. Just the blocks are there if you believe.
Okay.
The second and third jump, I'll just give you the keys if you haven't made it past that. You want to do like a crouch jump. Otherwise, you're going to be too tall, and you're going to end up hitting the thwomps with your Luigi head.
But how do you crouch if you're already small?
You just bend your knees. You know what I mean?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Wolf's redemption is, for me, it's going down the toilet.
It's actually, so far, it seems maybe a little bit harder than his earlier level. But it's themed around like one of my favorite platforming elements in 8-bit Mario, which is the incredibly awkward-looking crouch jump, where he holds onto his ankles but still elevates himself to like 6 times his height.
Incredibly talented.
Okay, well, this is not an easy level.
No, not at all.
This is why the same thing happened last time. We looked at the clear rate and we were like, but you know, it's 0%, but only like 20 people have even played it, so big whoop. Turns out we gotta start trusting our judgment.
This would be one. I think this is a good Twitch level.
Yeah. Look, I'm trying not to make the same mistake I made last time where I tilted off the face of the planet. I've made it through like 2 distinct sections of this map, so this is an improvement for me.
Oh
already.
wow, you're way ahead of
Dude, the crouch jumps.
I can crouch jump through the first one actually. It's the second one that the crouch jump isn't working out for me.
A second, I gotta focus intently. Oh, you gotta be big there. Are you insane?
I would say the crouch jump in 8-bit. Okay. Okay, I get it now. It's like if you have a Swiss Army knife, it's the tool that gets least used.
Dude,
In 8-bit.
I use the crouch jump all the time just for style points.
I didn't even know it existed until today.
It's an important part of the toolbox. I use it in Lost levels all the time. Or I use it in Lost levels all the time, I guess. Wolf, there should be a checkpoint here, my man. This is too much.
This is like a top of the line expert, or maybe even borderline super expert.
Based on what I see in expert, this would be a super expert level in my opinion. I basically anything with like a, I don't know, I'd say a under 5% clear rate probably warrants a.
I
Soupy.
see you, green pipe.
Yeah.
I just want to touch you.
Why don't I crouch jump? I just explained to everybody that crouch jumping is the way that you do things. And then I did not crouch jump. I think I made it into a checkpoint. I've made it to a checkpoint.
All right.
Congratulations.
Or have I? Because it seems like it's... Okay, I thought it was slightly too tall to actually get to. It's not, though. You know what? I'd like to rescind my earlier negativity. I understand hesitancy about this level, but I like it. Because the crouch jump, I have a weird fascination with.
You know what? I'm with you that now that I know how to crouch jump, which I didn't know prior, I rescind my statement as well.
Okay.
Mathas, what did you have any unique cuisine overseas?
There was blood cake.
Ooh.
It's probably
But,
not what you think it is, huh?
No, it's exactly what you think.
Yes.
It is.
Is it
hang on.
sweet?
It just tastes like meat mostly.
Well, why
It's
cake
surprising. Because it's like curdled blood in a bread.
though?
Oh God, you have to be tall.
Does it taste good
Ah, God dang it. Huh?
though? Does it taste good?
I mean, yeah, it was all right. I had duck heart as well,
Duck heart.
which was, yeah, which wasn't.
It's pronounced
super-
Descartes.
Descartes. I wasn't I mean, it tasted okay. Again, it just tasted like meat, but it's the whole mind over matter thing. Just like, I know what's in my mouth.
Have you eaten other hearts?
No, that was actually the first time I've had any heart.
I've eaten a decent amount of chicken heart. I think it's pretty good.
I've had deer heart. Was
You
your
read
heart...
deer heart?
Yeah. I told you this story.
This is where you take a bite in the woods of your first kill, right?
Nah, not my dorm mate, but my suite mate in college was a hunter from mid-Michigan. He's like, hey, take a bite of this. I'm like, all right, it looks like, you know, sliced lunch meat.
Yeah.
Except it's gray. And I bit it. He's like, oh, that's deer heart. And I'm like, you could see like the ventricles.
Yeah. That's not cool to not inform somebody about what they're about to eat.
Yeah. I also...
Yo, what the? Ah. I got
didn't-
past the part where you need to be big. And
The,
it just
the,
got
the 2
scarier.
gears.
Yeah. Sorry, continue.
Have you guys gotten
No,
the
no.
checkpoint flag yet?
No.
Oh.
You'll get there. It's just muscle memory. Unless you've never done it before, then it's not muscle memory at all.
Muscle atrophy.
Yeah, muscle ingenuity.
Oh, he's done it. All right, Mathas, I finally made that jump too.
It's rough.
Okay.
Man, the NES was so weird. Luigi
In that.
has, like, he's green. I get it. He has green hair, green eyes, and a green mustache.
They were working with limited
Yeah.
palette.
It's
man.
like they could only have like 3 colors on the screen at any given
Yeah.
time.
I forget what. But that's pretty much correct.
Can you? He's the freaking Joker, dude. This is Joaquin Phoenix.
If you think about it, they had to do this with a bunch of 1s and 0s. Like, that's pretty darn impressive.
Oh, dude, absolutely. I don't actually have no idea what NES games were built in as far as programming languages go. It can't be binary. That would be
Oh.
that
Maybe
would
they
be
did it
like
in JavaScript.
It's probably not JavaScript, considering. Pretty sure that was invented in like the year, I don't know, like 1996 or something.
Why do you think it wouldn't be binary?
It's like to code in binary is like, you know how on like CSI when they have a picture they just enhance it and they zoom in, and everybody thinks that's what like forensic I guess like digital forensic professionals do. That's kind of like binary to programming. It's like you can manipulate bits with binary, but to actually make like a functioning application out of that, even in the mid 1980s, would be hilarious.
I mean, if you think about the original Super Mario, like they instituted so many things like secret levels, warping, one-ups. Well, maybe not one-ups. Maybe one-ups? Secret one-ups?
Yeah, I don't know actually. If this is this can't be the first game of the one-ups, but
All right, I found a cheese past that crouch jump where you have to be big.
Oh.
You can wait for a mushroom to pop out of the pipe when you already have gotten one. Then just jump into the buzzsaw, pick it back up, and with invincibility, it'll work.
This is gonna sound like, you know, forehead, but literally like every jump, just crouch jump.
Yo, oh my god, that's the dumbest.
I know it's not fair, but we don't live in a fair world. And if you're excited about getting that checkpoint, it's not gonna last too long.
Can't wait.
Mathas, I took your cheese.
Yeah, it works. God, just crouch jump for
It's
it.
a tough level, dude. And it's actually much, the obstacles are much tougher than Wolf 1. Like, Wolf 1 was just like one tile jumps for the most part, and then there was like a fire pillar. But you had to do 15 of them to beat the level, and there was no checkpoint. This one's harder, but there's a checkpoint. So it's like, it feels more merciful to me. Okay. You can tell, the focus is there. We got 3 guys who love to talk.
Oh, go.
So, Ryan, Wolf is, you'd consider your friend. What do you think was going through his mind when he designed this level?
I think he has probably seen other Mario Maker content I've made where I've talked about the value of the crouch jump, and was like, he was uniquely tilted by my last level. Maybe I'll make something that's at the same level of challenge, but uses an obstacle that he finds, or a mechanism he finds a little bit more enjoyable. And I mean, so far so good, but it's really hard.
Oh, go pull on your big toe.
I think I'd put this in super expert category.
Oh, dude, absolutely. I mean, some of the expert levels probably would kill you, I don't know, like 20 or 25 times. But you only get 15 lives on Endless Expert, so I really think, like, most of the levels, like, all of Austin's levels, in my opinion, except for maybe the easiest woofs, would be super expert. And this is kind of like, this is harder than some of Austin's levels.
You think Cannonball Chaos is super expert?
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, because you're saying it's going to take more than 15 deaths.
I think if you saw Cannonball Chaos in expert, you would be like, what is this? You might even boo it. I did 2-5 last night. That's also expert. Cannonball Catastrophe or whatever the heck it's called. Dude, I don't know. Wolf, we're friends. This might be
We're
like
not
this.
friends, Wolf. Go.
This might be the second rage quit.
I refuse. I'm getting to that checkpoint at the very least.
Well, but I'm on the second part. It's probably like 5 times harder than the first part.
I don't believe you.
Like, I long for the sun-kissed days of the first part right now.
Mathas, anything, like, tell me about your con in the UK. That's your first international con, right?
Your con?
No, it's not my first international con.
It's not?
No. Paradox. I've been going to Paradox Con a few times.
I mean, where you're featured. You were featured.
Oh,
right?
oh yeah. This is like, I would even argue my first like convention with the crowd that size. And okay. Oh yes. I'll take it. I'm sorry. Hang on.
Like when you say that size. What do you mean?
I actually sent you a video of the crowd in the Twitter DMs if you want to see.
Like, give me a head count.
I don't know. I actually have no idea what the head count was.
Like 10 people, 100?
500.
Wow.
Oh, this guy's selling out the Staples Center now.
I think the con was 2,000 people total.
Wow.
I have no idea.
So a quarter of the con came to the Chilluminati Live?
Well, okay, so
Because that's like
first of all,
incredible
you gotta keep
attendance.
two things in. You gotta well, if you see the video, the whole thing's packed with people standing in the back too.
Whoa.
But two things to keep in mind on that before I sound like I'm just jerking myself off.
No, we're asking you to do that.
Right,
Brothers
right.
Band
But
of
remember,
Chapters.
the whole convention is about the panels being put on.
Okay,
So
yeah.
people are gonna be there for that no matter what. 2, it was in the main stage, and 3, the con is run by one of the people on the podcast. So like,
Oh, that's
people
true.
are going to show up no matter what.
I was like, you don't run the con.
No, Jesse does. So it's I was very excited for it, and it was awesome to have that many people there, and it was a really, really interesting and fun experience.
So how do you decide what alien life form gets talked about on the live
Did you
stage?
talk about
I
Bob
mean-
Laser?
No, we did not talk about Bob Laser. We talked about Stonehenge, a classic, of course, and also theme it to the audience, play to the audience. So we were in the UK. We wanted to do something kind of UK specific, and we
The
had
Pyramids of England, they've
Yeah,
been
exactly.
known as.
Yeah. So that's kind of what we decided to chat about, and it was funny as hell, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Wolf, I hate you.
We might be
Sorry.
doing a I can't confirm or deny, but we might be working on doing a proper live show in like a club this year.
Oh.
So that'll be really fun.
Dude,
Are you gonna get me and Ryan a booth with bottles or what?
I don't know. It depends on where it is and if you want to travel out that far.
This
What were you
is
gonna say, Ryan?
Well, now I want to pivot because like what I was just gonna say was just insulting to a friend of mine who's not in this
Me?
call. No.
Oh, okay, cool.
But
Wolf.
may
You can
have
insult Wolf
made the
'cause-
level. Because like I made it past like some tough obstacles.
And then you hit some ice blocks and went eating off the side of it.
Yeah. You
Well,
gotta have,
I
like-
even further it. Like, have you guys made it through the swamp section of Screen 2?
No. So where I'm at, like where I keep losing now, is I can get to the ice section, knock that block, but I usually go flying off and I have to go through it again. Come on. Like
So,
that.
Matt,
Like that.
let me ask you this, and I don't mean this to be insulting. Do
No,
you
no,
do
it's okay.
research or do you make
Yeah.
stuff up about
Oh
Stonehenge?
no, I do research. I do all the research. I probably spent a good 2 weeks on that episode. I'll do basically the way I structure an episode if I run it. Is if there's any historical facts that I find that are important to talk about. The first 15 to 30 minutes of the podcast, I'll talk about that to establish like actual root and reality before we start talking about the insane themes that are out there. So that way, people understand that whether they we give both sides of the story, but there's more credence to the factual side than the silly side. And we're a comedy podcast, so we're usually making fun of the insane theories out there.
Got it.
Oh,
Do you talk about... This is a real question, by the way. It's the way I'm phrasing it is designed to make you uncomfortable, but...
okay.
Do you talk about like true crime stuff on your podcast?
Yep, we did. We've done 5 true crime episodes right now.
So the question I wanted to ask was, how do you reconcile being a comedy podcast while also having like talking about stuff that is real people's like living misery? Because
well,
I
usually
to preface this, like I watch a lot of true crime stuff, and I feel like I don't feel weird about it, but I do feel sometimes a little bit like I'm being entertained by somebody, like the murder of somebody else's like sister or something like that.
No, I mean, I think that's a very fair question. Don't get me wrong. Usually the comedy comes from the insane shit that happens with the serial killer. Whether, like, for instance, one of the big things, the first true crime thing we did is we did a 3-parter on a serial killer who was also like a mafia hitman by the name of Tommy Patera. And some of the
He's alleged to have potentially been involved in the Jimmy Hoffa disappearance.
So the comedy aspects just comes from like the insane upbringing he had, as well as like when people give testimonies about him, they constantly refer to his voice as very Mickey Mouse-ish. So you just picture this large, horrifying monster that has a Mickey Mouse voice. and it's just that kind of thing. We don't make fun of the victims or any of that stuff.
Well,
Like, it's not like we're that cruel.
I hope not.
Jesus. Oh God, I want to die. Just,
Oh, it gets better. Like a lot. I think I might almost be at either the third screen or the end, but it's tough. It's tough.
Tommy Patera, specifically him when he was growing up, he was obsessed with martial arts, and he literally lived like a evil version of the Karate Kid as a child.
He was the blonde kid.
Yeah, but the one that succeeded, I guess, to some degree. He ended up winning a local tournament in New York where he lived, and it gave him a 1-year pass to train under a martial arts master in Japan.
Oh!
And like that's where he went, and then he ended up staying for a few years longer, obsessing with anatomy and the best ways to like be a living weapon and training under this incredible martial arts master. And then he just came back this horrible murder machine that he just knew everything about the human body. It was crazy.
Because I like it. It's just like, it's weird for me. Because, you know, I watch this true crime stuff. And when I watch it, I'm not like eating popcorn and like, oh, this is the greatest entertainment on earth. But like, you know, there is a part of me that's like, I'm actively being entertained by someone else's murder right now.
I think that's just part of just. I mean, I think that's just. I think that's just part of like humanity, dude. Morbid curiosity is just something that's interesting in psychology of the people who actually do that stuff. Yeah. I think the important part is when it comes to doing a podcast about it, it's not to glorify the killer and make damn sure that you know they are portrayed as the monster that they are.
With a Mickey Mouse voice.
With the Mickey Mouse voice. Yeah, he was horrifying. He was put into jail for 18 counts of murder, but he's suspected to have killed up to over 60 people. It's just insane.
One sec.
No, I'm regularly getting to the buzzsaw part with the mushroom.
I might be about to crack this level.
The case?
Unless that's not what you do at all, apparently. Okay, I get it now.
Just
please, God, tell me. I'm so nervous about this because all levels follow the rule of thirds.
Yep.
If you ever play an Austin level, you finish the second screen, you're like, is that the end? Absolutely not.
What's the rule of thirds?
The rule of thirds is actually... I'm deliberately using it wrong as a joke, but the rule of thirds in Mario is there's always going to be 3 screens, 2 checkpoints. The rule of thirds in photography, I don't even know. But if you ever see like a photo on the internet and it's got vertical lines on it that divide it into 3s, that's somebody they're demonstrating the use of the rule of thirds.
I'm just gonna tie my controller to a noose.
All right, well, you know, it's hard, but let's not go crazy.
I'm so sick of falling. I'm like at the end part of this where I imagine I'm about to go to the checkpoint and I keep falling.
Like a blue pipe.
Yep. Oh.
It's just, and we said this last time, and I don't want to turn on my friend Wolf, but when you design your own level, you're always gonna think it's about like 10 times easier than the average player will. Like when I made a new level, the Files of Dr. Yeet Trial 25, I can beat that level reliably, like maybe a third to a half of the time with no checkpoints. The clear rate is like 3%. Because when you design the obstacle, you cease to be an objective source about the difficulty of the level. You can have an inkling. I'm like, yeah, it's not an easy level. You don't just like walk to the right and pick up 1,000 mushrooms, but
if I had a canister of Morton's iodized salt right now next to me, I would be drinking it. That's where I'm at right now.
Come on. Give it to me.
All right, let's do this. You know what? Let's put a smile spin on it.
Okay.
And then by a smile spin, let's say, you know what, Wolf? Good level. It's for super experts, but if you wanted to drop it down to the expert level, what would you do to just maybe just a few slight modifications?
Make the jumps slightly more tolerant.
Okay.
Like I don't think they're exactly perfect. Usually, like from what I've seen, you've probably seen it too, Dan, because you've designed levels that are basically around going as fast as possible and jumping as late as possible. Yeah. There's usually like, I don't know, maybe like a half to 2/3 of a block of tolerance, if that makes sense. So I think that he's probably got that built in, but it's not enough.
It's like what I dislike is that the thwomps when you fall, having to run back. Every time you have to run back, you lose a chunk of brick. So you have one less chance. One less chance.
I do agree with you on that. Okay, I've made it into an orange pipe now.
I'm dead.
The orange pipe does not have a checkpoint. Instead, it has a platforming section, just for the record.
Oh, a guy works at Nintendo for a while, and all of a sudden, you become the enemy.
I think I can beat the level, because this is the last part. But the platforming section is themed around those awful spikes.
Oh, the metal hash browns?
Metal hash browns, where like the hitbox is like exactly the size. Oh, well, you just need to be big there, so I guess I'll die. I say this probably 10 times per Mario Maker video. It's a little much. I blame myself, you know, like it was a fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, won't get fooled again.
I blue-piped it. Oh.
Mathas, congratulations.
Thank you. Ah, checkpoint. Oh, this looks like hell.
I blue-piped it.
Yo, okay. So this next section, it starts with the same theme. I'm gonna give you the tools. You run to the coin, crouch jump, stay crouched in the air, and then you use your bigness to break the brick. Crouch jump
between... Is there a mushroom
between
that's gonna come?
From the pipe if you get far enough to the right.
Okay.
Basically, you're just gonna continue to crouch jump until you reach a floating platform or a conveyor belt platform sort of thing. Anytime you have to ask how to proceed,
crouch jump.
Crouch jump. When you get to the far right of the level, go left very fast, and the blocks are there if you believe.
Okay.
But I don't know. Within a timely fashion, I don't know if it's going to be possible to beat the level.
No, I can do it. It's too hard. Well, I guess.
I hate to beat the same drum as last week, but I'm like, man, it's just too hard.
I'm hearing the same hi-hat. I'm hearing the same bass drum. If it's the same drum, it's the same drum. Even if it's Zijidan or the old tambourine. But with that being said, Wolf, I think you made a good super expert level.
It's just, yeah, you know, it's like context. It's like if you take your kid to a movie, you don't really care what movie it is because they're not going to remember it, but you definitely don't want it to be like, oh, surprise, it's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right? And I think that's kind of where we're at right now is like, you know, went into this thinking like, all right, this is going to be a little bit more up to our standards based on difficulty, and instead it's like, oh, it's the hardest level I've ever seen.
I would like to see Wolf reacts to us playing this.
I'm sure it's just like, it's not that hard. You just jump here instead of jumping. Because this is whenever I see somebody, people tweet me. I don't know if you played the Trials of Dr. Yeet yet, but
no, I'm saving it. I'm saving it.
People tweet me and they're like, "How do you make this jump?" And I'm like, "You just leave the ground and then jump the distance that you need to jump to get to the next block." Like there's that. But it's so much easier to design, to play a level you design because you just put the blocks wherever you want them to be. I know that sounds ridiculous, but like in Mario Maker, you know, you put a platform, you make a jump, and then you just go into the editor and you see where your jump should land, and you put a platform there.
Don't tell me I have to be big for this part.
Mathas, speaking of levels, when are you gonna make your first level?
I don't know. I figured we make some levels for each other at some point.
I mean, that's like it's like a 3-hour thing to make a level.
Yeah.
All right.
Hang on. I'm at green pipes.
I got a forehead question for you.
Okay.
So I just made it through the first vertical elevator where you have to slide. and there's an arrow to the right and hash browns over your head, and the brick is like chopped up. What do you do?
What do you
Crouch
mean
jump?
when you say the brick is chopped up?
Like the brick floor underneath you.
I just to be clear, I have no idea what hash browns are.
The metal hash browns.
Are those saws or are those
things?
spikes?
I imagine they're the spiky things.
Yeah, hash browns are spiky.
There you go.
I can't envision what you're describing to me.
It's all right.
The brick is chopped up.
The floor is chopped up underneath. There's holes in the floor.
No! No! Why'd I do that?
Ryan, you got to be pretty close to the end.
I'm hoping.
This is doable.
I think I'm on like final jump section. Can somebody just screen cap this, and when the video goes live, if Dan and Mathas don't get to this screen, please send them this screenshot and tell them that this is the final jump you have to make with no checkpoint in order to actually beat the level.
I'm gonna have a sit down with Wolf.
It's just too hard. So I made the jump, but I didn't stay crouched, and I'm pretty sure as a result I have to lose the level. You put me in a really difficult spot here.
And for all intents and purposes, on the first episode, we went pretty hard. Like we were nicely hard on him. Like we weren't rude, but like
God, sorry.
We were pretty hard on him, you know. And then to follow it up and just take the feedback and rub it in our face like the kid from Home Alone, I'd take that personal, Wolf.
I think I beat the level.
Please.
Free us.
I want to beat it so bad, though.
I beat it. That's too much, dude.
I'm glad you beat it.
At least one of us has Team Trinity has completed the level. I did hit I like it on it. For the record.
Kill me.
I'm just leaving one comment that says super expert.
Okay, I got to a new area. Double pipe area where the mushy comes out of the floor, right?
Yeah. Okay, so
How close am I to the end?
you're halfway through this screen, and then there's a little bit of the next screen.
God, stupid God.
So like when you make it to that, you got to crouch jump under the icicle.
Okay.
In order to make it up, and then you from there go fast.
Okay.
That's the blocks are there if you believe. And then once you're safe in Icicle Town, like even when you're on ice, just believe. But when you get to Icicle Town, let me know and I'll give you the keys. I'm gonna try to do it again. I guess I might as well. Until everybody decides they've had enough.
You know me, I will ram my head against the wall until the bone is exposed, so I'm not gonna be the one.
I hate this icicle part.
Oh, dude, you're at Icicle part.
Yeah. I don't know how to... I'm trying to crouch jump under the icicles, but it's just not working.
Oh, that Icicle part. I see. I understand.
No, okay, I see. Okay, I can do this.
The next part is gonna... The only way it could have made me more upset is if they used Austin's favorite heartbeat sound for all the jumps. The kakun, kakun.
Oh, you son of a... Okay. I can jump on top of icicles, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You need to for that section.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Okay, donkey. All right.
I orange piped it.
Yo, okay, Mathas. The next part,
checkpoint
there are no tricks. It's just you just got to do it, and you got to stay big the whole time.
Okay, so I can bust through these bricks then safely?
Well,
not the bottom one, I'm assuming.
You can bust through some of the bricks safely. I'm very impressed, by the way.
As am I with Mathas.
Yeah, like I knew once I started playing this one, I have a built-in advantage because the crouch jump feels like home to me.
Oh.
Oh.
Wolf? I don't know you.
It's just too much. You know Daniel and myself. You might not have known that Mathas was going to be here this week. But you know Daniel and myself. You watched us play your last level, and this is what you come to us with for week 2, is this level right here.
Well, I hope you enjoyed being featured for 2 weeks. God damn.
Actually a genius play when you think about it that way.
It's like, yeah, you feign the idea that like, oh, I'll make the next level easier. And then instead, you just make it... I mean, the irony, of course, is that I didn't beat the last level. I beat this one, but...
I can do this is the thing.
Yeah.
I gotta not let the salt get into my head.
A wise man once said, you can't control the difficulty of the level, but you can control the difficulty of your mind.
Play me in Smash, Wolf. I'm gonna destroy you.
Marcus Aurelius.
Okay.
Epictetus.
Epic. No. There's a little wind boy in the pit, I think, in the beginning of this chainsaw section. I'll go through this every single time. No, there's not. Kill me.
Yeah. Ryan, Gary, have you played any of the Dark Souls levels?
No, I have not played any of the Dark Souls levels yet, but I watched you play Blighttown. Seemed like a cool level.
I would recommend them. They're very, like, if you like theme levels, they're not like, they're probably like low-end expert. But they're fun. I've found myself really enjoying the themed levels.
I'm for them when they work. I feel like my problem with theme levels is that the scum on the bottom of the barrel ruins it for everybody else.
Fair, yeah.
Because like the most popular theme levels I've ever seen, literally all of them are just Mario Kart. And then why is it called Mario Kart? Is because there's a car at the start of the level. Big deal. So that's like... That's my experience with theme levels to some extent. But I played a level... Do you guys know my friend Pedro?
Yeah.
I played a level themed around that was really good.
What do you use for projectiles?
You use a fire flower, and I guess... I haven't played my friend Pedro, but there's probably like explosives in it because they give you POW blocks to use as well.
Yeah, you haven't played it? It's pretty fun. It's
It's
like John Wick.
I think it came out like when I was in Japan.
Makes sense.
So I was like, I'll play it, and then, you know, started playing Punch-Out instead because it's the greatest game ever made.
Have you got to Mr. Dream?
I have not. I mean, I haven't played it in a few weeks. My intention is to go back, but I have not beaten Super Macho Man.
That's it. Once you beat the Macho Man, then you believe.
Starts.
No, because he's like a tough normal fight. The Tyson fight is just...
It's like if you get hit once, you're KO'd, right?
Yeah, it's just a battle of wills, but you gotta have skill to beat Macho Man. Unlike this, I don't know what this is. What is this? This is definitely Massacre.
Yes. Is that... Again, this is kind of like... Dan and I have talked about it in the past, and Austin and I have talked about it too. But like, speedrunners and people who play Kaizo Mario have blown out the curve. It's like having like a nuclear physicist show up in your 9th grade science class, and then, you know, he's getting like 175% on each test. And then the teacher's like, well, you got 80% lower than, you know, Linus Pauling. Why are you so stupid?
You know what they said, Linus, if the video gets to 40 minutes and you start to see the silent director taking his index finger and swirling it around, they call that in the business, let's wrap it up.
Well, I am ready to wrap when you guys...
Let me finish this last...
When you guys are willing to put your ego to the side and accept that I am the Mario Master, and say, Ryan, you're the Mario Master, we bow down to you, then I'm ready to finish the video.
How's that for an answer?
I assume you did something in your camera?
No. All right.
Pride is a scary thing.
All right, this is my last attempt. I made it to first icicles.
Yep, that's where I'm at right now too.
Then you said just run and go and be fast, forehead.
I mean,
all right, I'll be the one. I pride myself on not doing it, but the handkerchief is out, ladies and gentlemen.
Well,
all right, let me finish my last attempt.
Yeah, I'm on my final life as well.
I will beat this not on camera, and I'm gonna. What's Wolf's Twitter? Furcon.net.
I don't remember his Twitter handle.
I'll find it.
Yeah, you
it
can.
Will be beat.
Might be It's Just Wolf.
Yeah, it's just something else. I'll tell you that.
What does that mean?
Well, by the way, all this stuff, it's all in good jest.
It's gamesmanship.
Yeah,
right, I'm dead. I'm dead and done.
I'm not yet.
How are you still alive?
Okay, and I'm dead.
Yeah, it's you either win or you die in 2 seconds.
Because I'm taking it real slow. I'm trying to
like
space my jump onto that conveyor belt so I don't get hit by the freaking icicle.
Well, clears 1 of 77. This is BS, by the way. It should not have a 1.29% clear rate. It should have like a point, in my opinion, like a 0.8. Let me put it this: it took me about half an hour to beat the level. It took me 40 minutes to beat Austin's 2.5, and that has a 0.33% clear rate. So I think that's a little bit closer to. I think this is actually an inflated clear rate right now.
All right, get me out of here. Thank you guys for watching. Wolf, I'm never playing one of your levels again.
See ya.
Bye.